Hey, and the bird nerd segment's kind of back here because we have the fall migration beginning. There were, I think, around 90 million estimated birds flying from the north to the south. It's not quite as concentrated as the spring migration season because the birds kind of travel south at different times depending on their food source. They notice the daylight getting shorter, the cooler air. They notice that as well. Hey, we had some of this steam fog coming off the ponds this morning. If you saw that, Robert Fisher sharing this picture to our Indiana Skies Facebook group from Hanover, Indiana. So you've got the warm water from the summertime. Then you got this cool fall-like air on top of it. The moisture is evaporating off the surface of the pond into that cooler air, so it condenses very quickly and creates some of that fog right there. So a little bit of steam fog off the ponds this morning. All right, now these jokes are so bad. Now I've been doing stupid summer jokes here lately. Now I'm gonna since the air is feeling like autumn, we're gonna switch into stupid autumn jokes, and they're so bad I've added a bonus one in here. Usually I do 3. I've added a 4th because of how bad these are, and I don't want my face to be on camera when I read these. That's how embarrassing. That's how embarrassing this segment is to me. But yeah, a lot of people like these corny dad jokes. But here we go. How did the tree get a new job? It had the right qualifications. All right, I got to pause how bad that was. All right. I've heard the koala bear joke before, the right qualifications. What is the best book to read in autumn? Lord of the Rings. that one's worse. Lord of the Rings. Oh, man. I'm crying how bad these are. Why did the turkey cross the road? Because it was the chicken's day off. Okay. We've had a lot of turkeys running around our road. We've got a family of turkeys that are always around. Why was the robot couple's anniversary in the fall? They were autumn mated. That's not bad. They were autumn mated. That's kind of a little risque, depending how you read that one. All right, here is today's weather history. This goes back to the year 1635. The Great Colonial Hurricane crossed the eastern tip of Long Island and moved through Providence and Boston. Winds may have reached 130 miles per hour. May have, because I don't think they had wind detailed wind observations back then. And several ships were sunk. 1635. 1908, South Carolina's greatest flood ever caused flooding statewide. Every river in the state rose above flood stage, many as high as 22 feet above flood stage. 1976, this was a weird one. I didn't think it was very interesting until I read the whole thing. A weak tornado touched down briefly in Hockley Hills near Kiana, Alaska, about 20 miles north of the Arctic Circle. You don't hear about a tornado that north very often. And then 1992, many of you probably remember this. I feel like this was the first widespread news coverage of a big hurricane. At least that I remember. Hurricane Andrew made second landfall near Burns Point, Louisiana, as a Category 3 hurricane. At Morgan City, Louisiana, recorded a sustained winds of 92 miles per hour and a peak gust of 108. And Louisville National Weather Service has a great weather history page, as does Indianapolis, too. So how many days until? We've been doing this countdown every day here. Before 8 p.m. sunset's 8 days away. Autumn begins in 27 days. Our average highs in the 70s in 29 days. Average highs in the 60s around October 19th in 54 days.